All right, everybody. We're going to get started. Thanks for coming. Look at all these people here for poetry. Oh, man. Right. And there's cookies. We have a sign-up sheet up front here. If you'd like to share some poetry, we usually do 3 poems at a time. They don't necessarily have to be yours, so just let us know if they're not. Big thanks to Flywheel, as always. Tip your bartender. The next month's reading will be on the 2nd, and we got Amanda Gardner and Yvonne Morris. Let's see here. And then let's go through the initial stuff that we usually do. This is a safe space for poetic expression. This isn't a place for bigotry of any kind. Looking at you, Dean. Just kidding. Just keep the jeering and heckling to yourself. We're a supportive community. We don't believe in censorship, but if there's anything that requires a content warning, that might be a nice thing to do. I'm not saying you have to, but it might be nice for people to know. We do open mic right after a 15-minute break or so, where we usually give the poets time to talk if they want to answer any questions or push books that they didn't bring with them. They're on Amazon though. We'll start with Dean. Dean McClain is an underground legend as blue-collar poet from Shelbyville, Kentucky. He has always tried to transcribe the bare truth of his generation, whether reading with the Viking Hillbilly Apocalypse Review, Shakespeare's Monkey, or his featured reader with his road buddy, poet Chad M. There he is, getting some water. Stay hydrated. He loves his wife, his dog, rock and roll, literature, and bass fishing. Man, be friends with him on Facebook. You're going to see some nice fish photos. I'm telling you, he showed me one today. Good stuff. His work has been published yearly in the poetry and art journals The Lowdown and Clutch to critical acclaim. Everybody put your hands together. It's Dean McClain. You want the short one or the tall one? Tall would be great. Remember how to put it on. Gadgets. 90. Missed it. I used to have this thing set up. I forgot all about it. To be honest with you. Anybody know the Jeopardy theme? Whistle it. Alright. I don't think this is gonna work. I know, right? I know. Come on, man. I would say 15 minutes. broke. It broke. Got my man. Shit broke.
Hello. Hang in there with me. This is kind of a long one. This is Sometimes I Hear a Train. There's a short story behind this. I used to have in this little house I lived in Bergen, Kentucky. There was a little building out back that I made a little bitty shop in, and I'd go out there and sit and just meditate sometimes. And there was train tracks about how far from that house, 300 yards, if that far. And it seems like I've always lived somewhere where I can hear a train. And so the title I said, Sometimes I Hear a Train. I always hear a train, it seems like. Sometimes I hear a train hauling away the coal and timber heart of eastern and southern Kentucky. A whistle blows, dogs bark, and coyotes' notes soar this howling night, far beyond midnight skies winking over flattened mountains. Sometimes I hear a train a mile and a half away, and I Johnny Cash it or roll with the Stones, all embody Robert Johnson's, Jack Kerouac's, Woody Guthrie's spirit, their lonesome, railing freedom songs describing the social impact trains had as an intangible force in our evermore immediacy blurred society. They thunder through dreams of railroad earth children everywhere, flattening nickels and throwing rocks down the one big track behind the backyard of memory, where days gone by locomotives of merciless crushing tons tremble cow fence and gated lawn the same. Sometimes I hear a train and all I hear is the guitar boogie of John Lee Hooker and Alan Wilson's wailing harmonica, documenting for posterity our unpayable industrial debt to Mother Iron clacking earth. Sometimes I hear a train and a funny feeling warms through my chest, tingling its way throughout this body until I'm bursting with joy to be that sad as my steel journey memories reverberate with all that came before this time of our internet shrunken earth. Dreams of dreams melding memory. First homemade ice cream, first bicycle rides, dusty vacant lot baseball games that continued past sundown with our Mickey Mantle signature bats. Sometimes when I hear trains rumbling away toward the horizon, I think about prisons, their potter's fields, Folsom Prison Blues, Rikers, Birdman of Alcatraz, Eddyville, North Point, all of them frozen soul and body cages. Never forgetting less obvious captured mind prisons of religious and political brainwashing, starvations of knowledge, and stomach emphasizing our grand social dichotomies. Sometimes I hear a train hauling America where it has been sold out, and that by the time we get the land rearranged to our liking, when minds are all mined and autos all rusted against dynamite chiseled hills, there will still be trains hauling our leftover despair behind some other mountain. And sometimes I hear locomotive rumblings of dismal trains carrying thousands of young, brain-scrubbed soldiers on last right rides through scenery perverted by the military's one-track methods, drilling impressionable minds that mull unbelievable truth for the very last time in their lives. No more skateboards, no more being a kid, no more chasing Macy or goosing Lucy in the spring green park of their lives. For us, it was no more baseball cards and DC comics, no more Justice League America trading behind the house while its beams and wheels railed freight into endless spilled ink and blood America as if trains went on forever, gleaming the massive night for burgeoning masses who could never stop anywhere but far away. The train stops for no one but its good men sweating in the sun, freezing in the cold, maintaining track and train as in days long gone by with a golden railroad spike and a Chinese or Irish slave's chance. But it's not the same. It's never the same ever anymore, anytime, anywhere. They, you, and I have been working on the railroad all the livelong days of life's ironic, organic blink, a wink, a cry, a holler, and a hustle as our forevers remember the night through the ghosts of once proud stations. I think sometimes when I hear a train, this is Jazzman's Morning Blues. Let's open the fridge and clean it all out. Burn it or boil it and put it all in a bowl. Sweet raw and fresh salad or souffle so we can wine it, wet it, shred it or sweat it, spoon it, fork it, sortedly sort it, stoke it, smoke it, stroke chokers or smoke it, crave it, save it or take it to the cave and pray it, lay it, shake it, shave it, send it up the spine to inside your mind. Don't dare wake it from the dream to scam or scheme it. You can claim it or clean it, snake it, slake it, don't ever fake it. Just slam or ice cream it or shake and bake it, but please, baby, don't forsake it, 'cause we could make it. Whether or withered, more tomorrow or sortie sorrow, we could hit the sack, inspect the crack, inflame the shack, knock some back, check the fact, chew the fat, wear it like a hat, nail the snail, let it wail, leave no trail beyond the pale, don't bail out. Now pout, sing, scream, or shout, knock it out, don't lock it, don't bruise it or lose it, swirl it, swirl it, or curl it and pearl it. Don't break but bend to unfurl the nerve end. Don't shirk, be stout, and leave no doubt. This is Fall Requiem. Not that many left this year. Each day a photo op. Yellows and reds of maple reflected on the lake, whose banks creep inches longer every day now during this dry spell. Leaves crunching behind tree line beneath sudden flurry of squirrel paw scurry. Then unbreezed, crisply quiet into late afternoon's pale lemon sun, distant buckwheats reach to softly undulate and lap the mud and sand where the mirror breaks, as if signed the leaves home to earth through every Kentucky autumn. You were never here. Thank you, that was my break. This is Next Left. I used to think I could hang the next left, and there it be. That dusty, gray, winding drive dividing grass green as peas in a cream china bowl, where the pickup truck's tires would chew the gravel snake hill up to a house where loneliness finally ends, where my buddies don't die, but are there after my dinner with Sweetie for a cold 1 of 3 to discuss fishing and motorcycles, horse racing and literature. And I heard music that day with a percussive guitar chord hook that stays in your head and gives rhythm and purpose to an otherwise forgettable mundane agenda. And Sweetie chimes in and says, that shit will rock your ass off, because she gets it and knows her life is oh so more fulfilled with my brain buzzing through her days and nights, and hers through mine, two bees saying flower. The world is fairy tale fair and honorable instead. This seems appropriate. The state of things. It's broken. You can't fix it. Past expiration date. Make America has never been great again. We're all stumbling toward demise while evading all thoughts of it. Those who go looking for forgiveness do it like giving up, apologizing to the world, seeking absolution, too late for restitution for the greed and lies we tell ourselves, but most go on dreaming about the girl at work or the guy at the market who glows your last ember among all the cold charcoal, or something shiny. Americans are suckers for shiny and new. Our brains deluged by the torrent of merchandise and advertised every waking moment since birth. Our birth, right or wrong, make the right decision. Company man, you're the sponge in the dry well, the pebble stomped in the wormhole, a little beauty erased by dialogue's demise, pretending nothing matters except the weekend and kids fixated on zombies, cell phones suckling their brains, which is okay because it keeps them quiet, which is what we want. That little peace moment, maybe an oldie rock and roll song with lyrics that explain the hard and simple terms, good and bad and have not. So get the girl, get the guy who warms you in teenage wonderland, and work out the rest later. Is one of you cheating behind the white picket fence, behind the electric bill in the basement, and you began digging right after Teen Angel met sweet little 16? I have to do this one, don't I, Chad? I know. I did a reading years and years ago when I didn't do it, and that's all anybody said was, why didn't you do Shotgun for Jesus? So there you are at the old oaken bar trying to cold beer all that road dust out of your soundproof ears, when a whiskey stranger reaches for his Revolver album and snarls, I bet you can dance now, city slicker. Well, and I says to him, better back off there, stranger, 'cause I got a shotgun full of Jesus. I got a barrel emptied of tortured rain. I got peace brain blowing to pieces, and I got a heart full of love and a soul full of rage. I got a shoebox full of jumpy religions. I got Alchemy Nation nuclear decisions. I got lingering ancestral kisses waiting for me overseas. I got stepped on fingers downstairs. I got elevators beyond the clouds. I got loud, funky tennis shoe halos. I got grizzly bear, incantation, Indian blanket. I got Agent Orange, defoliated consciousness. I got demonstration fire feet. I got carnival arcade target for the army. I got nose, wallet, jackass stench. I got red wine, mindful, mutilating minefield. And I got untreatable clinical compression. I got potentially fatal, flawless memory echo. I got bloody britches dripping into the past. I got conduits of influence from all sides. I got libraries full of censored patriots. I got crimson empathy waving in the dawn's early light. And I got fire dripping sky overload at dusk. I got midnight feline curiosity. I got fenced-in junkyard canine snarl. I got public enemy vigilant eyesight. I got singular scattershot obsession. I got terminally itchy trigger finger. Yes, I got a shotgun full of Jesus. Are you victim? Are you malady? Is your perception grounded in reality? Are there no questions for your answer? Are you defending a religion's cancer? Who is the victim? Who is your victim? I'll trade questions for information leading to some cathartic sensation. I have shotgun full of Jesus, itchy finger for salvation, for the nation, for your nation, and it's Jesus and it's scattershot naive obsessions. Don't be the stranger down the barrel of your country's lathered up preemptive sanitation with an axis of evil justification and your shotgun full of Jesus.
How we doing on time?
Could be my last 5 minutes. I don't know. I mean, you don't know. You just don't know. And you know where? And while we're on the subject, this is essential. I will always have need of that next day on the water. Fishing is the antidote to the sorrow and pain that living delivers daily once you get past the short reality of your forever days. Moving toward life is the same as moving toward death. Good luck is not knowing the difference. At my funeral, don't expect to see my face. It would appear expressionless, naked as a drunken sun, which was never like me. I was always burrowing for a place to rest and rest my thoughts from flying off into a remote neverland. Every aspect of my life was now under intense scrutiny. Each moment passes circumspect. This aging process is tiresome. Chronic pain and injuries, the world whooshing by. I want my ashes in a coffee can at a party where every sad moment is supplanted by humor. This is how I wish to. This is how I wish to end my fishing. Shadow boxing. I tried to clean, but you'd left your footprints everywhere, walls, windowsills, all about the pantry. And every time I figured I'd finished polishing the years between us, 3 chords and a hook would find them spilling from some disremembered corner, trampling the order of my little house until finally desperate measures felt feasible. But fire was never hot enough for total annihilation, and floods left angry islands waiting to invade springs, flower gardens where blooms breed them in new colors with insidious perfumes, just waiting for me to take a whiff. This is a memorial. Dreams divided split the difference between us. Neither wins, and the loss pushes further our debts for years, for memories unrealized, while the future sucks the hours from what could have been. Thank you so much.
You get a read from them and not have them for sale? Yeah. Jeez.
There was some available on Amazon, and I don't know if they're left.
Dean McClain. All right. Next up, we got Chad M. Horn. Chad Horn. Is that a Yeti sound? Chad M. Horn is the perennial MC of Kentucky's Writers' Day events, a recipient of the Penn Poetry Prize. His work has been featured in the New York Times, Poetry, and Playboy. He frequently contributed to the annual anthology Clutch, which I think Dean was reading from, in which we cannot buy, and the monthly mag Black Noise. Look for his new spread in the November issue of the New Crouton Review. Chad was a founding member of the Elizabeth Maddox Robert Society and one of only 2 surviving lifetime members. The other is Chad's old touring buddy, the one, the only, Wendell Berry. Everybody, Chad M. Horn.
Yeah, Drew and I were talking about that a little bit earlier. One of our buddies was Gurney Norman. He used to travel with us. He passed away this week. Anybody remembers Gurney Norman? For anyone under the age of 25, Playboy used to be a magazine that had literature in it. But yeah, nobody knows what Playboy is anymore. But it was a cool place back in the day. So. Dean ended with a memorial poem. I'll start with one. About remembering that first Christmas after my divorce, the kids had been with me every day of the year except Christmas Day. They left to be with their mom. And I was sitting cross-legged underneath a Christmas tree, and it was bare. And I was pretty much bare. I was sitting there in my underwear, about as lonely as I'd ever been in my life. When the phone rang, and it was one of my old college professors, and a great writer. And he filled that house with music and with song and with laughter and with stories. And I remember that very first, what became a annual tradition. Look forward to it every Christmas Day, that phone call that would drain the battery of my cell phone. I remember when he took me overseas and introduced me to Michelle de Rothschild's, who gave us a private tour of Brunenberg Castle. Let me touch some of her granddaddy's stuff. Her granddaddy was some cat named Ezra Pound. I remember when he introduced me to the Hemingway granddaughters, who were only about half as pretty as he had advertised, but twice as horny. So that was a good day. I don't remember where I was when I learned that he had Alzheimer's. His daughter said that he only remembered songs. All other memory was gone. He couldn't write, not even his name. He didn't know that he'd been a great author, had written many books, was internationally known. His daughter said that he only remembered songs from his youth. And he sang them like he was trying to tune in some faraway radio station that was fading in and out over the hills and the hollows, where the only light is music and song and memory's destination. I didn't know I had an organ. I think Morgan needs oiling, but we're good anyway, since this one mentions Hardin County. We are in Hardin County, aren't we? This was a long time ago, so I don't remember. It's called Not Yet the Rapture, Not Yet the Second Coming. Nothing like this ever happened before in Hardin County, Kentucky. Just imagine all the dead yanked from their cold, clammy graves and made to shake together in an unholy huddle, pointing at the ghastly light and the moons, and not that of any man's devising. Their translucent skin lets their bones gleam through, and they're more grotesque than we imagine. And we pray God to soon be quit of them. Long back, once at their funerals, we viewed their sad remains, and for an instant, thought it might be interesting to see them someday rent from their coffins, after years of industrious worms contriving. We were, of course, mistaken, ill prepared for such a gruesome manifestation. We want the dear departed to depart and leave us to our former ignorance. But they will not go, Drew. They won't go. They're arrested in their heinous postures, their forefingers fixed on heavens they never made it to. Whence comes the light? They're gaping up for that. What strummed him? What eloquence would it take to make these quaking dead to resume their deaths? When will this disconcerting night reach its end? There's been no mention of the judgment day, not in these country graveyards hereabouts. It would not be fitting for Jesus Christ to come without sending us some kind of fair warning, some circumstance to set our teeth on edge. Now that light is uncommon in Hardin County, granted, but what light is not uncommon? With any luck at all, and with mercy, we'll see daybreak scatter raving corpses. They'll fall back into their dank, dark habitats, and we'll just pretend this night never happened. The moss on their gravestones will go about its business, choosing their epitaphs for special courtesies, unnaming them. That's what moss does. That's what a graveyard's for. That's the only one I have for Hardin County. So.
You got to write another one.
There you go. Love Talk, Kentucky style. This is for anybody in Kentucky. You people sometimes, when love comes up, you get a catch in the voice, something jagged like a fishbone in the throat. You take your cue from early dark and winter coming on, the weathercocks ever and north. Your words come from far back in the mouth. There are austere rock fences that stutter across hills, up and down ridges, and hounds bell-tongued their old hurts and hollows ample hard with the year's first breeze. You speak mostly in monosyllables, punctuated by fierce silences, pauses full of terrible meaning. Not wanting to risk saying too bold, but the heart you can't bear to part with. Easy and unfearing now that November's here, and you can't face the not knowing, the maybe being turned down by someone you could love. Someone that you want to love you. Choked up. Drew and I were joking. We had a mutual friend up in Evansville, Indiana, who absolutely detest any kind of rhyme and moons. And Dean and I did a show up there a few weeks ago, and this just happened to be in there. I did a whole set of rhyming moon poems. So, just because we could. You can do that after you've been on the road for a while, and you can pretty much do whatever you want. So this is in response for Jonathan Baker. Ghost light, fallen angels, hounds throats fired by hell, dead linden trees, lost wedding rings, brackish water in an unused well, gravestones leaning in the rain, stopped clocks, a rusty dinner bell, a spent and weeping boy, a sobbing girl with nothing left to tell. This time of woe, this crucible of dreams turned to nothingness. This moon that fell and shattered on an Arizona stone, this voiceless why that echoes like a funeral knell. On the way back, when we were coming back, we just left the hotel when we were heading back to Kentucky, and I got a call from someone in Madison, Indiana. I think my notes are Madison. They wanted me to do a poem, and they told me how long it needs to be, and I said, well, when do you need it? Well, we need it tonight. So I had to write this on the way, and I only had, I think I had 6 syllables to work with, so every line of this was, is this male menopause? Until we went back and changed some of the lines, so I wrote this while I was driving Dean back. If you remember that, this was turned into. It actually turned out pretty cool.
Because I was, no.
Because you were a big help. Temporal devotions, poppycocky notions, medicated lotions, going through the motions, going through emotions, gleam of far star twinkle. Cheese gorgeous cause bloating, tongue has milky coating, mastering misquoting, no romance worth noting, head feels like it's floating, Lynch trance clustering clouds. Lacking urbanity, for all is vanity, oh the humanity, squinting for sanity, insert profanity, glitter fades at tunnel's end. And then Wendy Cartwright. You know Wendy Cartwright? Okay. She and I did a chapbook on cheese.
Oh, cool.
Yes, just because nobody had done that before. Fromage, yes. And so this is another one from that set to piss off Jonathan Baker's. This is actually a sestina. Have you ever had anybody write a sestina for Flywheel or for cheese? Okay. This is the first. And it's called I Used to Hate Velveeta. Because everybody knows the absolute best cheese was that government cheese we got when we were kids. If you know, you know. You're agreeing, okay? If you know, you know. It made that best. I used to hate Velveeta. I'd rather date Lolita and live in old Calcutta where brie drips like butter and cheese fast with Teresa. Lo, these many years, a pilgrim of brie and camembert and quest to caves of Roquefort and blues of old Avernier, a devotee of Pont-l'Evêque, and sometimes Morbier or Chavard, protons, and triple creams for my schnob of the day. Long thought yellow craft box contained old latex paint, half dried at the bottom of old cans, and swore true cheese it ain't. But now that I must bake and cook, cheese makes all things better. I comprehend my mother's omelets. What milk surpasses cheddar? At last I learned Velveeta's an American cheese. Just might even take Lolita to the Monroe Cheese Festiva. True to Monroe Doctrina, I'll write my cheese sestina and pray with Ma Teresa for more and more Velveeta. You know, Dean, I'll never do that one again. I just happen to have it, and it cheesy. Anyway, we wrote a whole chapbook about cheese. And there's strippers and there's pole dancing. And yeah, it's gooey. It's really nice. Find Wendy, track her down, and get coffee. I don't think I have any of them. So. This weather of wasp wings around the eaves and crow calls from the north hillside. This idleness of light, lounging on field and stone. This sweet torpor of keeper pears, serenely yellow. This time of enormous nostalgia for everything burning. Effulgence of sycamore and maple. And on the far ridge at dusk, a foxhound baying its old verse, reminding you in your soul's core, in the cold knot of yourself, that someone's been here before. No matter what it's called, persimmon weather, goose summer, whatever, this time of year lunges at you with its fullness, with its sad tale that you lose all that's worth clutching. It goes, and so shall I. Thank you all.
Everybody put your hands together. That was Chad M. All right, there's a sign-up sheet right up here if you want to sign up to share 3 poems. There's also a lot of cookies here, which I hear are delicious, and I'm going to find out here in a minute. But we're going to take about a 5 to 10 minute break. If you'd like to talk with Chad or Dean about their work, they're right here. So sign up, eat some cookies, talk poetry. See you in 5 or 10 minutes.